to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. And today we're going to be making a solo leveling or rise video, and this video will be a beginner's guide. So for those of you who are chapter 8 and below in the story, this will be geared towards you guys. This is mainly going to be centered and focused around towards you guys, and basically how you can get your power up, how you can advance through the story the fastest, just tips and tricks that is going to help you so much. If you are mid to end game, some of these tips will help you too, so don't click off just yet. But for you beginners, this is mainly for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, to start this guide, I'm going to tell you the #1 thing. All right, this is important not just for beginners. This is important for mid to end game players. This is true for just everyone. All right, and the main thing is be very careful how you spend your gold and your essence and your resources. Talking about gold, the main issue with this game is that you need gold for literally everything. And I mean like practically everything. You need gold for everything, and you run out of it just like that. You run out of it quick. Be very careful when you're spending, and I'm gonna tell you later on the guide what you should focus your gold on and what you shouldn't focus on. So yeah, you're gonna feel like you have a ton of gold in the beginning. You're like, oh wow, these don't cost much. I'm gonna be fine. I can upgrade this and that. But trust me, you'll go through it like it's nothing, and then you're gonna be stuck. Now for essence, you can use essence for so many different things, like dungeons, getting extra keys here, getting extra gate keys, and so many other things. But you know what I want you guys to save your essence for? This is why I have so much essence for these. For your banners. Banners is how you get all your characters. It's how you're gonna get all these good stuff, all these good SSRs, these things that will be vital in the story. And this is how you're gonna get the tickets. I mean, these tickets you get throughout the story. These tickets you get through other challenges and stuff as well. But the main source is going to be, well, stuff you paid money for, like passes or essence, as you can see right here. You know, so save your essences for these. Now I made a mistake and spent like 10,000 essence on this rate up. Now the reason why this is a mistake is you should save these essences for this. And why is that? Because these are extremely hard to come by. They're very, very hard to come by. And the price for this and the price for this is the exact same. So it's not like these cost more in terms of essence, but they're extremely hard to come by. Whereas with these, you can get them from challenges in the story, different chapters, challenges. You get so many, and throughout the story, just clearing it through story mode, as you can see right here. Like right here, if you get all the trophies, you get tickets. This is hard mode. You get it throughout the story. You get so many tickets just from this, just from clearing out the story. With the special tickets, you get it from certain achievements or in the codex. It's extremely hard to come by. By the way, when this guy disappears, these special tickets will remain. So you can have them now, you can buy them now, and they will stick. Now, main thing, we're gonna talk about his stats. You do not want to put even 1 point into vitality intelligence. Why? Because it's useless. Right now, as of the game, it is useless. Early, mid, and end game. It is pointless. There's no point in it. It's just a waste of stat points, and to refund, it costs a lot. For me, it costs a lot more because of my level. At your level, if you're lower level, it's not gonna cost as much, but it's still a lot. But you don't wanna be spending that amount of gold, because like I said, gold is hard to come by. Now, I have agility because my builds focus around crit, especially this sword. It all focuses around crit and stuff like that. So do not worry. As a beginner, the main thing you wanna focus on is strength and perception. Perception, let me give you a rundown. Attack increases your basic attack, all that. Vitality, don't worry about it, increase your HP. You get plenty of HP just from artifacts and other things alone, which we'll delve into. Crit hit damage, crit hit rate, you're not gonna have to worry about this in beginning stage. Like I said, this guide is geared towards people who are chapter 8 and below. At this stage, you ain't gotta worry about this, trust me. No. Intelligence, trust me, don't even touch it. Perception, this is extremely vital. What this does is it increases the minimum damage you deal to enemies. So this is very, very important. Matter of fact, when you're starting off, when you're starting in the game, have 0 on strength. It does not matter. Have 0. Get that perception up to 80 to 90%, preferably around 85%. What I mean by that is you put it in here. I don't mean 80 points. I mean, when you hit this magnifying glass, You see here precision, it says 85%. So you want to get your perception to where it's around 80, 85%. Keep in mind you'll have to upgrade this as it goes, because when you use different weapons, some of them give you perception and some of them don't. So that actually affects it, you know? So yeah, for now, when you're starting off, I'd suggest getting the stat to around 70 points, around 70 in here, 70 to 80. That'll get you about good enough precision. It should give you that 80 to 90 range, around 85%. So it should put you in that range. Once you're at 70 to 80 points in here, put the rest in the strength. That's all you're gonna need up until then. Now, let's talk about his skills. So, basic skills. This move, and this move, the only time you want to use these two is when you don't have this move and this move unlocked. Once you have this move, basically you want to have these two skills, right? In the beginning, once you unlock this move, you're going to substitute it for this move. All right, so then you'll be running this skill, full moon wheel with multi-strike. I believe Rush is the rune's name, but you're going to want to run multi-strike. Then, once you unlock this skill, what you're going to want to do is you're going to run Death Dance, and you're gonna run multi-strike. These are the two top skills, and these are the only skills you really need. Now, to focus on the quick time skills. Quick time, QT, this skill. I cannot stress how important this skill is. This skill decreases the enemy's defense by 60% for 15 seconds. That is insane. Now you're probably gonna wonder, how do you use this skill? Simple. When you perfect dodge an attack, so you evade it, basically you hit spacebar, jump out of the way right as the move's about to hit you, it'll say perfect evasive, and this will pop in the screen. Then you'll hit, if you're on, I don't know what it is on mobile, you probably just tap, but on keyboard and mouse you'll just hit left shift, and that will activate the quick time skill. If we go into a preview here, you'll see it'll dodge, you'll get right behind them, stun them for a little bit for you to use your moves, and their defense will be decreased by 60%. That is insanely vital. I use it to this day. I mean, it is the biggest source of damage. It is extremely vital in any bosses, anything. So I'd advise practicing landing that skill. Landing is not hard, sorry. Perfect dodging. I'd advise dodging at the right time, so that way you get that skill and then you evade them. So upon a successful extreme evasion, that's what it's called. Extreme evasion, oh my god. That's what it's called. I just call it perfect dodge, but potato. We're gonna move on to the next thing, weapons. Weapons is extremely important, and I'm gonna tell you something. Now again, like I said with your gold, do not upgrade everything, because you do not need everything. As you can see, most of these weapons, like level 4, level 3, level 1, I don't upgrade them, because they're not needed. Okay, so you'll start off with this weapon. This weapon is very good. Saga's Venom Fang. Deals bleed is a very good weapon. Night Killer is also a good weapon. I sadly did not get it till recently, but if you get this weapon, it's very good. That and this is a very good combo. At some stage you'll unlock being able to use 2 weapons. I'm not sure when that is, but when you do, you want to use those 2. But for weapons to focus on, if you get lucky enough to pull any of these 3 weapons, by all means upgrade them, because they are extremely useful. If you happen to get, let me show you here. It'll probably be better if I show you in the codex. If you happen to get this weapon, this is going to carry you for chapter 8. If you get this weapon, keep it. It's going to be extremely useful. All right, this, all extremely useful. Now, I want to make something clear, because some people don't know this. These weapons are different from Hunter's weapons. Some people think, oh, I get this weapon, let me put it on one of my Hunters. No, Hunter's weapons are completely different, and I'll get to that in a sec. For weapons for Sung Jinwoo, if you pull this weapon, it is extremely good. It's even good for late game right now. The amount of damage this thing deals is broken, beyond measure. So if you get this, it is a very good investment. If you get these weapons, this is going to be very useful in chapter 8, where the boss, chapter 8 is one of the hardest bosses. It will be the hardest boss you face at your stage. As a beginner, that will be the hardest boss you face. And the boss is weak to light. So when a boss or an enemy or an opponent is weak to a certain attribute, you want to use weapons that it's weak to, because you're going to deal extra damage. And if you have these two, it's a crazy combo for that chapter. So yeah, this thing deals damage even if they don't have the attribute. It's crazy damage. Huge investment. Huge investment. Orb of Avarice, again, huge investment. Crazy damage. It's going to be extremely useful for you later on. This weapon, I did not have this weapon at the time. This would probably be a better option, but this is also a very good weapon. I have it at level 20 because you don't really need it. But in the early stages, you know, if a boss is weak to water, it's not a bad sword. Or sorry, a trident. And this sword as well. I didn't have this sword or this, and this was a pretty good substitute for when they were weaker to it. This is also not a bad weapon, but you're gonna want to focus on these weapons as well as the Night Killer. Night Killer is very good. Oh, and if you have this, the Rudder Family Bow, that's also going to be very good for Chapter 8. So, these 3 light weapons is going to be very good for that stage. So, yeah, those are the weapons for Song Jinwoo. For the weapons for your hunters. Now, your hunters are going to scale off of different things, right? Keep your rares, because your rares, you collect them like candy. You collect them so fast, so you can ascend them, and guess what? Look at this. When you ascend it, the stats are so much better than some SRs. So keep them. They're gonna do better for you. If you have SRs, please, I cannot stress this enough with your SRs. Do not melt these. Do not melt these. If you're just thinking like, oh, I'm struggling, I want some of these weapon enhancement. This is what you need to upgrade weapons. So if I show right now, as an example, if I were to go and upgrade this, you need these resources. Please do not ever scrap your SRs. It's never going to be worth it. Trust me, don't do it. Now, let's move on to your hunters. Okay, as for hunters, again with gold, do not upgrade everyone, because holy shit, you're going to run out of gold super fast. Now, for hunters, who do you want to focus on? As you know, you'll have the healer and him beginning on. Do not focus them if possible. Do not focus on them at all. They are trash. But obviously in the beginning, when you don't have anyone else, you're kind of forced to use them. As for hunters, I'd recommend Kim Chul, 100%. Jinho, he's a very good breaker. He is well worth upgrading. Kang, if you get him, he's super good. He deals lots of bleed. Nam, she's very good. She does freeze. And Park Heejin, if you get her, she's also very good. So those are your top. Obviously, for the SSRs, Jinchul is good. If you have other SSRs, he's not as good. He's the worst SSR there is. Flat out. You don't want to focus on him. She is not bad, but there are better options. He's bad. Dongsuk is going to be very good. He deals a lot of good damage, so you can focus on him. But if you have SSRs like these, holy crap. If you manage to get these 3 in the beginning, they're going to carry you. I'm sorry. Like, Beck is the best breaker in game as of right now. Emma Lore, crazy DPS. And Ju, all around amazing. She is fantastic. So, if you can focus on them, get them. Lim Tae-gyu, good DPS. If you get him, focus on him. Let's look at the other SSR hunters. Here, if I go into the codex, oh wow. Thank you, game, for pointing out how stupid I am. Dongsu and Min Byung-gu, very good. Choi Jongin, you won't be able to get by the time this video is out. Baek Yeonhu, he is the special rated banner. I would advise not to go for him right now, because the next banner is probably going to be on global release, and Cha Hain is going to probably come out as the next banner, and she's going to be much better by the looks of it. So yeah, Kyuhan is not bad, but I wouldn't advise focusing on him. Cho Jong-in, if you do have him, focus on him 100%. He's the best DPS in game. Young-gu, if you have him, focus on him. He does really good defense weakness buffs, so like he'll weaken the opponent's defenses. I worded that terribly. Hwang Dong-soo, not great. But if you don't have SSRs, then yes, you can upgrade him. But if you get Beck, Lim Se-gyu, Emma Lore, Siju, mainly Emma Lore, Sa, Jiwoo, and Beck. If you get them, holy crap, invest in them. They're super good, and they're gonna help you all the way up until late game. Extremely useful. Now, as for Hunter's skills, if you notice here, you can upgrade their skills. Only upgrade your skills on like your top 3 hunters, okay? So yeah, only on the top 3. You don't really need to upgrade for the rest. Those are the hunters you want to focus on and the hunters you don't want to focus on. For the next main thing, artifacts. Artifacts is gonna be the key thing in increasing your power. Now, what are artifacts? Artifacts are things you can get from here. Encore missions will get you these. And instance dungeons, we won't worry about because you won't have it unlocked by then. As I said, this guide is focused towards chapter 8 and below, so don't worry about that. Basically, these artifacts. I'm using this set because I'm a crit-based build. But for you guys, the set you want to go for is the Black Lion set, this stuff. Now, what are the stats you want to focus on? You want to focus on right here, attack, just anything attack. Crit hit damage and crit hit rate is good. You're going to want that too, but anything, get as many attack stats as you can. And the reason why I'm telling you to go for the Black Lion thing is, as you can see here, here are the substats. Substats are very, very important. And you get these from 4 set and 2 set. They greatly increase your power level. So always focus on substats. You're gonna want to farm these types, like legendaries and stuff like that. And the best way to do that is these Encore dungeons. Now, the way Encore missions work is you go up a tier and you unlock each tier as you complete them. Kasaka is gonna be the easiest one you guys can do, and try and go up the tier, because as the tier is higher, the better your rewards get. So go up on your tiers. And him, Iridescent Mage, same thing. As you can see, they give different things. Kasaka will give you a gauntlet and the boots, whereas the Mage will give you a helmet and a chest piece. So you want to do both, that way you can get that full set. Now, we're going to talk about dungeons. Dungeons, you want to do these every day. These reset every day, as well as do the encores and the instance dungeons. These reset every day. You get a certain amount of keys, and the only way you can get more keys is by spending gems on it. And like I said, it's not worth it. Now, for these, you can actually sweep them. If you be rank and you're doing hunters, you can sweep them like this. Sweep them. Those points that you saw, they refresh every day. Oh, okay, cool. Reputation level up. Nice. That was interesting. See, there's one way I got a special sweep ticket. You know, it's very rare to get those. So as you can see, my sweep points went down. But these refresh every day, so use them. You can do the same with Jinwoo. Wow, I have 0 Jinwoos. So let me rescan this and hopefully I can show you. These ones marked, when it shows the hunters, that means you play as your hunters. So when I hit enter dungeon, I will play as my hunters. Okay, keep that in mind. The ones with Jinwoo are always gonna be these, and this is gonna be the best one. It's gonna give you really good rewards, and guess what? When you fight, your hunters will join you for the boss fight. Like, they'll be AI, and they will play alongside you. It's super cool, super fun. But as you can see, this, you can also sweep. It will take sweep points. Sadly, you cannot sweep A rank or higher unless you get the monthly bundle that gives you these. Can I find one here? Here. See, these. Current sweep points, 80. First sweep, 16 go out. Don't hesitate. It's not like you get less rewards or less XP or anything by sweeping. It's faster, and sweep whenever you can. You get 80 points and they refresh daily. Now, for gates, when you're starting off, you might not get like S rank and A rank gates. You always want to do the higher tier gates. Why? Because when you go to gate mining, always mine. And the better the gate, the better the rewards. And you want to keep on mining, that way you keep on going down here and keep getting all these extra stuff. And as you can see here, huge sorts of XP, right? When you do 3, you don't need to have the pass that I have to have the bonus active. They will give you some. It's just that I get a little more than others. I think it's like 30% extra. So say I sweep right here, right? So I just sweep, and then I get my bonus right here, extra. See, look, 16, and that's the extra that I get from my monthly bundle. Let me explain something real quick. So as you saw in the rewards, you get these little crystals, right? These are very important. Why? Because, like I said, I showed you guys earlier that you can buy encore missions and instance dungeon keys with extra essence stones, right? But I told you, you know, you want to spend those for tickets. So what do you want to do instead? You want to go down here to the exchange shop when this loads in. Right here, Mana Crystal Exchange. And look there, you can buy them just using the crystals. I forgot to state this earlier. each hunter scales off of different things. As you can see, Jiwoo scales off of HP. When you pull artifacts for her, make sure you're using HP artifacts, because if you get damage artifacts, it's not going to do anything for her because she doesn't scale off of attack. With Beck, he scales off of defense. So for his artifacts, do defense, stuff that increase defense, not attack. Like, this is pointless. It's not going to increase his attack. You might be like, oh, additional attack, that's gonna make him deal more damage. No, he scales off defense. Attack does nothing for him. So, same with her. She's HP. So this one, you want to have HP stuff for her, HP sets, because she scales off of HP. This one, he scales off of attack. So this one, you go attack. So main thing, I want to set that out. If you guys want an artifact guide, I will upload a video for that later. I will do that for hunters and for Jinwoo. I'll go into depth about those, but for now, this is just basic tips and stuff. When you're using your hunters, when you're doing artifacts for them, make sure you're doing it like the right thing. Make sure you're picking the right ones, because artifacts cost money to swap out, which is ridiculous. But like I said, money is hard to come by, and you're probably wondering why I have so much. It's because I'm a little paid to win. You probably won't have this much money just sitting around. If you plan on staying free to play, it's not like you can't play the game if you're free to play. You can definitely advance and get into higher stages in the end game. You can. It's just going to be a little bit harder on you, and it's going to be that much more vital that you save your resources. So keep that in mind. Another thing I wanted to point out, always do your challenges. These give you so many good things. All right, and here, well, let's backtrack here. It's going to give you so much good stuff. Gold, essence, weapon enhancement, or resources you need, hunters, dupes, everything. It's going to be extremely vital, extremely useful. Speaking of which, hunters and dupes. Whenever you get dupes, always ascend, because they're going to unlock passives for the hunter. As you can see right here, other passives. This is ascending. So when you get dupes, they'll ascend, and you get all these passives. So when you can, ascend your hunters. Very, very important. And also, do hard mode. Do hard mode whenever you can, because it's another source of XP. It's like being able to do the story mode all over again. And why is that a good thing? It's a good thing because you can only claim these rewards once. You can only claim it once. So the XP you get from these missions, you can only do it once. You cannot repeat it over and over again to grind levels. You have to progress the story. That's the only way to get XP. You have to progress hard mode. You have to do dungeons. You have to do the other content. If you want to get XP, if you want to level up, you have to do those things. It's limited. So do hard mode whenever you can. And always collect stuff, you know, when there's spare stuff in the codex and stuff, and shops, and these capsules. Collect everything. Capsule draw, these, claim it, and spin. With capsules, you can see you get a ticket for leveling up a hunter, or drawing from the special pool, or leveling up his weapons. Do not level up your hunters or level up your weapons just to get these tickets. That should not be the focus at all. If you happen to get these tickets while leveling it up, it's just a good bonus. But you should in no case be leveling up your hunters or your weapons for the sole purpose of getting these tickets. That should never be the case. But yeah, do these capsules, gets you tickets, and gets you the special weapon for the current rate up banner, which is Silver Main Beck Younghoo. So yeah, wanted to say those other things too. Is there anything? Oh yeah, dispatch mining team. Whenever you complete, always collect, and then go dispatch another one, send them out, you know. But that should summarize this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope these tips actually helped, and if they did help you, share it to your friends. If they're struggling, you know, and they don't know what's going on, and they're like, hey bro, I need some help, how are you doing this? Send them this video. Be like, hey, this guy's got some pretty good tips, he can probably help you out, you know. So yeah, I hope this guide made your solo leveling a Rise experience a lot more easier, and hopefully made your understanding of the game a lot better too, so that you kind of know what's going on, and you're not just thrown out there like, oh my god, what do I do? Do I just do the story? What do I do with all these other stuff? You know, that's kind of how I was thrown into this game. So I hope this helped you guys. And if it did, put a like on this video, and subscribing helps. So if you guys could do that. But I hope you guys have fun. I hope you all have an amazing night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Good night.